Good morning. It's a beautiful Sunday. I didn't post yesterday and I didn't film yesterday. Last couple of days has been pretty busy. The place where I volunteer, we had to move 300 boxes from a warehouse to a storage so that we can receive more boxes. So next week there'll be a couple of days that I'll be busy too. But my shoulders are like wrecked. I spent one day moving boxes, and then the next morning, which was yesterday, in the morning I went to my gym and we were working on shoulders, and I could feel it then. And then yesterday I spent a day moving more boxes. By the time I got home, I was so tired. I slept like a baby, but I haven't been that exhausted in a long time, which is, it's a good thing. But how's everyone's weekend going? Mine's is pretty good. Right now I'm on my way to a photo shoot. There's other colleagues that I have that are also in the mental health slash mindset slash facilitating healing area. So we have a little team together. We're gonna do a photo shoot together. Should be fun. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Today I came up with a topic to talk about, which is triggers. And I think triggers leaves clues to what we are still dealing with. So triggers are ours to own. But then we have people and situations and events that happen around us that bring them to light, that activate. I think it's a good opportunity to realize, what haven't we not dealt with? What are we still healing from? If we take a minute to think about, why is this a trigger? I think it can really help us in dealing with them in a way to respond and not so much just react, because we understand that, why did that bother us so much? If there is a person that is triggering you, it's a reflection of us. So if we're getting upset, if we're getting angry, if we're getting sad, is it really that person's fault? And I understand if you have people in your life that maybe know that it's a trigger and are not really helping you, they're just leading you to go 10 steps backwards. They're just pushing your buttons. So we'll say triggers slash their buttons. There's some people in our life that probably know what are our buttons, what buttons to push in order for us to react. I think love comes from a space where they know what your triggers are, and they kind of help you and guide you through them in a positive way. And it's not for someone to just walk on eggshells around you because they don't know what's going to set you off. I think it comes from constant communication, and know that the person is okay with reassuring. You have to grow together. There's like triggers, but then there's also insecurities. So you, as the person that has the trigger, which I think everybody has them, it's both people in a relationship, not just in a romantic relationship, a friendship, between siblings, between parents and the child. It's choosing the relationship over yourself. So what is the best decision to make for a relationship, and not just, I need to neglect myself to make the other person happy, or it's just choosing yourself and how to make yourself feel better. It's choosing the relationship. So you have that part, you have relationships in your life, but then also you have strangers. Strangers don't know what are your triggers. If they did something or said something that you don't like, that triggered you, that really just pushed your buttons, you have to know that, one, they're not aware of that. And sometimes I feel that, unfortunately, that humanity, once they know, once another unhealed or somebody stuck in their trauma, once they find out what is your trigger, then they like to poke at it even more. I said, oh, I know I'm getting this person riled up for whatever reason, and I'm going to keep doing that more just to make you more upset. And I think that really comes up in traffic. I've seen it plenty of times. I've seen it personally as myself or in somebody else driving, where one person cuts off another, and now that person that cut them off, which maybe they didn't know that they did that, or they didn't do it on purpose, now they become the target. And who knows, right? The person that's driving fast or weaving in and out of traffic, maybe they're trying to get somewhere. Maybe they just found out somebody passed away, or somebody is going to go give birth, or they're on their way to the hospital. There's an emergency. We don't know. But we take it personal and we get upset. I know it's happened to me that unknowingly, maybe I did something wrong, and then I get that person that comes up right next to me and wants me to look at them, or they're behind me, or they come in front of me and they want to slam on the brakes, or now they're taking pictures of my car and my license plate. It's like, I had no idea. That's happened to me actually a couple months ago. It wasn't on the freeway, it was on a busy street, and I didn't know what I did wrong. But all of a sudden I'm realizing that there's a lady that's in front of me, and we keep coming up to traffic lights, and she's like going like this in front of me, which I think now she's trying to get my attention, which it did, but she's got her window down and she's waving in her window, and I can see she brought her phone out and she's taking pictures on her side mirror, and I was like, I had no clue what I did. But I'm listening to music. I let her do whatever she felt like she needed to do. Whatever I did to her, what she took personal, she was trying to make me feel. She was going and stopping, and I was like, well, I'm sorry. I think maybe I was on a phone, on my Bluetooth, and I don't know what I did wrong, but it definitely was a trigger for her. So, there's no need for us to take personal what someone else is doing. Whether they know it or they don't know, that whatever they did upset us. If it's someone in our life that's continuing to do it, maybe we need to make space with that person. And if it's something that they are willing to learn about us, we take the time and we sit down and we talk to them and communicate, and we say, look, this is what happened and it bothered me. Moving forward, I would appreciate if, we could handle it in that way. And also, if you expect someone to handle something in a certain way, whether it be communication, and a lot of times it just comes down to that, then you do that as well. You show somebody how you want to be treated, in a way of that's how you treat them. So if you can just take a moment and realize, what was the trigger? Why am I being triggered? What can I learn more about myself? And maybe think, but is this trigger important enough to hang on to? Am I willing to let it go? Can I work on it? Us humans, even though we like to keep on to triggers and our ego is hanging on to them, we are meant to socialize. We are meant for community. We are meant to vibe with other people. I know there could be a lot of triggers on social media, internet, where we see something that we don't agree with, and then we're in the comment section just letting that other person know that because you posted this, I am very against it. I'm just letting you know. I've seen hate comments on another person, and I don't have a lot of time, but occasionally I look at it and I says, what makes somebody else say these things? Like that social media account that I was telling you about that I've been following for at least a year now, and I've seen him grow and I've seen him evolve, and he's a very young kid with a young family, and just these people on there sometimes are just talking about the smallest little thing. People that leave hate comments, they go through a video frame by frame and they will find something to disagree with. They said, oh, you did this wrong or you did that wrong. Why is that like that? And I've done this a couple times where I go on the person that's leaving the comment and their account is private and they got maybe 100 followers, which I don't have a lot of followers yet, but I'm not going around and I don't have the time to go and leave hate comments. It's just sad sometimes how there can be that much hate, but again, it's not about taking it personal, just they're dealing with their own stuff. Because how I look at people, if they have something bad to say, it's just spilling out of them, right? That's what it is. It's just like that negativity is just, they can't hold it in, and it's getting so bad in their body that it's just pouring out of them. So if we're hearing the negative from their mouth and it's coming towards us, can you imagine the talk that they have inside of themselves, in their brain? Like, we're just getting the filtered drips of it. It's just compounding in their head about how they talk about themselves, honestly. If we're getting spiteful, hateful feedback from somebody else, it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Don't forget that. There's something that's in them that they need to work on. Something that it's unhealed in them that they haven't addressed. That they've noticed that it's been a trigger before, and they are adamant that it's not them that needs to heal that part of themselves. It's that they want to blame other people. They rather blame the rest of the world for their problems rather than reflecting, looking at themselves to know what they have to change. Their perception, their outlook, their environment, their surroundings, whatever it is they're upset about, they don't want to address it because it's just easier. It's a lot easier to blame other people than to do the work on themselves. I appreciate you guys showing up. I am getting close to where I need to be. I appreciate you. Remember, you're awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.